afternoon. It's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my Whatcha Makin Wednesdays. And I'm using the chickens again. Isn't it funny? Oh my gosh, hang on. Let me turn this computer down. I thought I had it turned off. Okay. I had to change my wireless keyboard and mouse. I had them forever and they were kind of glitchy, and my sister said go back to wired ones because you have less issues. So I did. So now I'm like trying to get used to having that wire on there. But anyways, so welcome. And if you are new, even if you've been here before, make sure you always say hi so I know you're here watching. And then you also know when your friends are here. I love that we are getting people that are connecting, right? From my channel. So I love that so much. But we are going to have fun with the chickens. It's funny. I'll put a stamp set away and I won't use it for a while, and then I'll bring it out and then I'll use it a bunch of times. And so maybe you're the same way. So let's see who. Oh, let's see. We have Debbie, Anna. I know, right? I gotta do a chicken card because then I know Anna will watch. And Teresa and Dawn and Lily. It is so nice here in Arizona right now. I even have a long sleeve shirt on, but I probably don't have to. I could have the door open in the studio, but like even though we have a screen on there and everything, still little bugs will come in, right? And I don't want any of the bugs coming in, so I just keep the door closed. But anyway, hey Rhonda, Joanne, thank you so much for sharing. I love that. All right, so let me stop blabbing. We will turn the phone and get started. All right, so don't forget the month is ticking down. And if you have not placed an order yet in January, here is my code for January. As long as you are spending less than $150. If you're spending more than $150, then don't use my code. Also, if you have your own code, and I put a little picture in my private Facebook group. So if you're not part of my Stamping with Die Facebook group, please head on over to Facebook and join that, because I put some different tips and stuff in there as well. You want to just make sure if you have your own private code, gosh, sorry, my throat. As soon as you enter your first item in, then go ahead and add your hostess code, and there's a place to add that on the top. It's different than, what else is there a code? I can't remember. There's another code towards the bottom. So the host code's towards the top. The other kind of code is to the bottom. And you want to use the hostess code. And then that way it will bring all the orders together. So, but this is my code if you are not part of a private one. All right. Also, don't forget as well, the January goodies and guts are tick-tocking down as well. If you choose the goodies, you will get a pack of these. They're the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. They are beautiful. So no matter, like, depending on what you have near or how the light catches it, they look like different colors each time. Like this one is catching my blue shirt. So there's like blue colors in there, right? So it's super cool. So you either get goodies or the guts. If you choose the guts, then you get the supplies to make these 3 projects here. Again, nothing is stamped, but you can see these past videos on my YouTube channel. And you just get the supplies without anything stamped on them. You just use what you have at home, right? And then, so if you order 75 in the month of January, and that's a cumulative. So if you order 50 here and 25 there, as long as it totals 75 before tax and shipping, that applies. Okay. And those will come with your thank you card when I send your January thank you cards in February. There's no way to attach them to your Stampin' Up! Order because that is something that I am doing personally. It's not coming from Stampin' Up! Okay? All right. So let's see what I'm going to be using today. Margaret and Jenny. Oh, no bugs in Ohio. It's too cold. And you did, Lady Di. I'm still getting the gnats. It's from the house plants. And I think what it is when I couldn't get around that 2 months, I'm going to blame Jeff, right? Jeff was watering my plants So I think he just watered too much, right? So they got a little bit too much moisture in them. So I have the little gnat. So I have ordered some new stuff that I'm hoping will take care of them. All right. So, but what I did do was this. This is funny, right? Because it hasn't caught anything yet. But this is just a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. Because I have ordered these sticky things off of Amazon, and you put them by your plant. Now this I just have on my desk because every once in a while there'll be a little bug and I'll just kind of wave it around and hope I catch it, but I haven't yet. So usually I'm just like slapping my hands together. So what it is, I just put the green tip glue on a piece of daffodil. So just yellow or orange. I just picked yellow. And then when it dries, it's tacky. So it's like those ones that you buy. And I'm like, well, I've already got all the supplies for this. And so see, it's like tacky, but it's not so tacky. You know, like those ones that you buy are so tacky. I mean, as soon as you touch them, it's all over the place. So this is just tacky enough that it's going to grab that bug. But like I said, I just have it on my desk. Just in case one goes flying around. I try to like catch it like it's like a game or something. But anyways, all right. So I'm going to be using Hello Ladybug, our Hey Birthday Chick. I'm also using Picture This and the Hive 3D folder. So that's the supplies that I'm using. All right. So let me get my stuff out here. So super fun. So yeah, because I needed to get some more of those yellow things. And I was like, well, this is tacky. So I thought, well, let me just see if I can make my own. And it did. It worked. So if you have gnat problems, maybe you would be able to do that too. All right. The other ones I laid right on the plant. Okay. So this is Poppy Parade is going to be my card base. And this is going to go on the inside. Let me make sure. Is that the inside or the outside? Hold on a minute. That's the outside. All right, this is the inside. I'm also using the Heart and Home DSP. So we're going to put this here like shiplap. And then I want basic gray. So I have a piece of basic gray. And that's going to go, so this is the layering. So basic gray. Then we're going to have this piece here. Then some more of the Heart and Home. Now this paper is so fun, right? Because on the back it's got some fun flowers and things like that. But on the other side, most of them have kind of this white washy kind of cartoonish looking, that's what I kind of call it, wood. And so you can see I've got two of the different ones, but they're very similar in the wood grain. All right, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to use the circles or the rectangles. And after I played around, I decided I liked the circles better. So I'm using the circles. All right, so let me put these extra ones I cut. Those are like, just in case I boo-boo, right? You gotta have boo-boo pieces. All right, get that over there. So let's get stamping. So what we do is I'm going to put my little chickens basically kind of in a hen house. So I've got my basic white piece of paper, and then this is going to go over the top, and this is where the chickens are going to go. And I just cut it a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to put a little dot so that I know, like, this is kind of where I want the head of my chicken to be. I'm barely putting a little pencil mark. And then I want my little chicken's head to be here. So again, just a little pencil mark, because I'll erase it after. And then that way I can pull this away and stamp. And then what I'm going to do is, so this is one thing that I didn't do when I made my original. So I'm going to lay this here. Then I'm going to pull this away just so that stays there. All right. So then let's get our chickens. So we're going to put our little chickens. I'm going to put this one first, just in case I move that, because this is going to catch the bum of this chicken. So I'm just using the memento. All right. We've got our memento. So there's my little head mark. Let's see. All right. There's my head mark. And then we hope that that balloon, because I made her be a little crooked this time. So I made her be a little crooked this time. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Oh, did that move? Hold on. Oh, it did, right? It moved when I went here. Hang on a minute. Let's put her bum back. So this may work or it might not. So if I can see, yes. All right. So then I can get that away from there. Because now I just have our little head. Good. Then we can finish our other chickens. Because I don't want any of their other pieces showing. Isn't that bad? But I'm just kind of like, I don't want them all showing. All right, so we have our other chicken. And she's going to go here. And I also want her here. But I want her kind of like, this one's going to be kind of the crazy chicken. There's always a crazy chicken in the flock. Phyllis is our crazy duck. So she's going to kind of be crooked. So she goes there. And then I'm just going to, every once in a while, put my little thing back. All right. And then, of course, we need the baby chicken. So our neighbors, they have some baby chickens. And I remember how much fun that was when we used to have the little babies. They were so fun. All right. And then we have our birthday chick. So none of these would be identical just because, well, I mean, if you use your Stampin, your Stampin Ratus, but if you don't do these identical, right? Because you could lay them just subtly different on the DSP, and then it's going to make your circles be different. But so anyway, so that looks good. All right, so while I'm stamping, let's bring this over, and we'll just get all our stamping done. That can dry. All right, so this is going to go on here. So I just cut my DSP so that kind of the lines went up and down this time instead of the shiplap way. I guess it's shiplap no matter which way it goes. All right. Hey, Nancy. All right. So yeah, so the plants with the gnats. So I'm tempted this week. Like I usually water the plants on Friday. I think I'm going to skip this week. I really don't think your plants will die if you miss 1 week, especially house plants, right? I mean, if you have outside plants, that might be a problem. But like I think the inside, I think if I skipped a week, it wouldn't hurt them any. All right. So I'm going to put this cute little girl that's eating her cupcake on the inside. And then let's put our greeting. So we have happy birthday. So happy birthday. I love this font. Happy birthday. And then above it, I'm going to go, you're still a spring chicken. So do you have anybody that this would be perfect card for them? And I love mixing the greetings, right? Putting them together. So you have kind of like a little sentence. And then this one has these cute little confettis. So let's put a little bit of confetti trickling down on her head. All right. Oop, hang on a minute. I need to also, well, my memento pad, take that out. I also want to stamp. So I'm going to use one of the greetings from the Ladybug because it had a smaller greeting. Because I wanted something that was going to be nice and small for my little circle, because I wanted to cover that up. So let's see. Because when I did my original one, so at least this one, I did better while this is clear. So my original one, I could see her bum. So remember, I put a little thing, I could see her bum. So then what I did was I stamped and I filled that. And then I thought, oh, that looks so cute with it filled. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to take my little My Friend and I'm just going to stamp it. And this is just a piece of So Saffron. It's a little subtler than the daffodil. All right, now I think I'm all done my stamping. And then we're going to color our chickens. They're super easy to color. Get that off of there so it can dry. All right. So let's color them pretty quick. All right, everybody needs a cheek, right? Hey, Brenton. Oh, Mary, it is so fun, right? All right, so we're just putting cute little cheeks on our chickens. This is the light flirty. Let me bring this over as well so I can color them at the same time. So light flirty. And let's see here. Oops, hang on, I gotta glue it up. I'm like looking at my master. Not that I have to do them identical, but all right. Then I have my light petal pink for their heads. So I kind of go in a like, oh, I forgot to erase. Hold on a minute. That one's not as, so I'm just gonna erase that little dot that I put on there. I don't even see it on that one. And I colored that one already. So I don't see it on the other one. So I stamped like really good, right? If I can't see the dot. All right. So this is our cute little head. So we're going to make this one all the way petal pink. Just so that they're not all the same. All right. Petal, 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 petal. All right. I'm also going to do light gray. So these girls have some light gray, but they're basically a white chicken. So they're not going to have tons of color on them. So I'm basically just quickly putting some color just around these lines. 26 degrees. Oh my gosh. It was cold when I grew up in Canada. I remember like my mom having to have my papa take her on the skidoo, I think, down the road. Like she would come home from work. She was a nurse. So she would come home from work and sometimes she couldn't get down the road. So papa would have to go with the skidoo and pick her up. All right, so I'm just taking some of the light gray and just kind of putting a little bit of color around. So you'd have to go pick her up. So I swear she would leave the car down, because we lived on a dirt road. So she would leave, what is this? This is dark smoky. So she would leave the car. And I'm just putting it underneath where it would be a little bit of a shadow. Because this one is more like a barred rock. She's got a little more gray on her than the other ones. So she would leave the car down on the hard road, and then papa would have to bring her home. Because I just remember the road grader people would grade the roads, and that and then this is just a light smoky, but that snow was so high. Now I don't even know if it does that anymore, right? Because of global warming and all that kind of good stuff. But I don't even know if it does that anymore in Canada. But anyways, all right, so there's our cute little chicken. We also want to give them some beaks. So we're going to do some pumpkin. And I'm just picking the dark pumpkin for the little beaks. And even though you can't see her feet, I'm going to color just in case when I glue my circle piece on, just in case I'm off a little bit, right? So I'd hate for a naked little foot to be showing. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the pumpkin on. All right. Then red. So Poppy Parade. And that's why I chose the Poppy Parade cardstock, right? I try to have my cardstock have, if I use a certain color when I'm coloring, I want to have that color somewhere else on the card. So it kind of makes sense, right? Like, why did you use that? You know, kind of thing. All right, so that's why I have my card base as Poppy Parade. Because I could have picked yellow or whatever. But, all right, so these are just Poppy Parade. I love Poppy Parade. It's such a pretty, bright, fun red. All right, so I think that's good for the poppy. Then I have my Balmy Blue. So I'm going to put a little bit of Balmy Blue on her cute cupcake as well as the hat here. And good. But I also want to put a little red because she's got her fancy pantyhose on. So just every other one. So her legs have some color on them. All right. And then I'm going to go daffodil. So dark daffodil. So underneath her wing and then around here. And then where her head is right here. So her daffodil little head. And just a little bit on her feather bum. And then this little one is also got some daffodil. All right, so that looks good. And then I'm going to take my dark So Saffron. So these are like quite a bit different, where they look good together, right? But I find the So Saffron stinks so bad. It has such a strong smell. So I'm like, so when I get it out, I always sit way back. All right. So this, I like using these together because then there's a definite change. Because sometimes you'll use like the two colors that come together, the light and the dark. And sometimes you want that line, right? You want that distinct right here. There's a distinctive line, especially because this is kind of a fun cartoony set. And if you pick the same one, sometimes it makes the line go away. So anyways, all right. So there's that. I also want to bring my petal pink back because I'm going to do the egg as petal pink. So that egg has kind of a petal pink look to it. I could have done it with the brown, right? Because she's she probably might be from a brown egg. Oh, I'm missing. You always have such joy and it comes across. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I don't know what I did to make you say that, but anyways, I'm glad I did. All right, so let's also, I'm going to put a little red candle. And there. All right, so this, I believe, is all the way colored. So let's finish our fun little girl. I'm also going to use some of the new tones. And so let's see. The higher the number, the lighter. Okay, so I have to keep saying that in my head. The higher the number, the lighter. The higher the number, the lighter. Right? Oh my gosh. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, so we're going to make a chocolate cupcake. Oh, all right, there we go. All right, so yeah. So the higher the number, the lighter. I guess it's just, I'm going to have to get used to them. All right, so this is Stampin' Up! 300 and Stampin' Up! 400. So this is just going to give me a chocolate cupcake. And I just wanted to use the new ones. And they're super fun. So we've got our cute little cupcake. And let's give our party chicken some crazy hair. Hey, Deborah, you did make it. You made it. All right, so this is Highland Heather, dark Highland Heather. And then I'm going to, so I have my dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to mix it with the light freesia. So again, these are two different colors. They go very well together, but it's going to give you a definitive, is that a big adult word? A definitive change in color. So like when I lift, so you can see, she's definitely got some cute, fun hair happening by using two different colors. And then we just have to add a little bit of fun to our sparkles. So we've got a little bit of color going on. And I'm just putting some dots, like also not where it's stamped, right? So we've got a lot of like cute little confetti going on. And then we also will do the same thing down on the ground here where her little chicken feed is. Or it could be cupcake. It could be cupcake sprinkles too. All right, and then again, we need to ground our little chicken. So I'm going to just take my light gray and put her on a ground. Okay, all the coloring is done. Now we can put our cute card together. But before I put this on, let me just put this on the inside, just so I don't lose it or do something to it. You hate to get it all colored pretty and then you do something bad, right? All right, so we've got our inside. All right. So this is going to go on here. And then, I mean, straight, of course. And then this is going to go on here. But I want to make this even more fun. And I'm actually going to take this over and I'm going to emboss it with the Hive 3D folder. All right. So talk amongst yourselves and I will be right back. Ta-da! All right. So here we have, so I just embossed this with the Hive 3D, but it gives you the look like there's chicken wire, right? It's so funny. We used to have a chicken wire stamp set. So I swear, when we have chicken wire, we don't have chickens. Now that we have chickens, we don't have chicken wire. So, but this makes it look like chicken wire, doesn't it? All right, but you definitely have to do all your, whatever you're going to do to it, your coloring and your stamping first, because you cannot do it after because of the texture. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on here. Now, since I embossed it, it's very bumpy, right? It's very bumpy and crooked, you know, because it's gone through that embossing folder. So we're going to want to put a lot of adhesive. So you can use your seal. I could use the green tip glue. I could have used that as well. But I'm just going to gently put seal all the way around. And then that way I won't have any puckers. And then we just have to hope that I put it on here straight. So let me stand up. Let me stand up so I can see. All right. So that looks pretty even. So I was going to do, so at first I was like, okay, I'll kind of like in the kitchen, right? The kitchen shows and they bring one out that's already done. I was going to do that. And I thought, oh, but if I don't have this one matching, right? Like if I'd have got my chickens all in place and then I brought one out that I had already embossed, my chickens might not have matched up. Because even though these are all the same die, Let me just, because I did a few of them. Hold on, let's just see. Da, 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 da. Let's see. So these are all the same. So even though they're all the same, see, they're not all identical depending on where, oh, you know what? I'm such a dork. That's like, which one was it? Okay, this is good. It might not have been in the same spot. Oh, so see, she's showing. Oh my gosh, can you believe I did that? Which one was it? I think it was one of these. It doesn't really matter. This is live or Memorex. Live or Memorex. I don't think it matters so much if I can see that girl's belly, because maybe we could see her belly anyways. I think we saw her belly anyways, but we did because I'm a dork. All right. Well, anyway, this is going to go back on here. Okay. So we have our cute little chickens. Here I was trying to teach you something. And then I did that. But anyways, but you can see how they, even though it was the same paper, I cut the paper the same way, I used the dye the same, they just are all a little bit different. So if you are going to do anything that needs to measure up, match up, make sure you keep the pieces together, right? If you are doing any kind of assembly line, you would just want to put this piece with this piece when you stack them, if you're not going to glue them all at the same time. All right, so that's going to go on there. But I'm going to put a whole bunch of dimensionals. So let me find some baby ones. The baby dimensionals are the best because this has, because there's a lot of like smallish spaces. All right. Doesn't it look like chicken wire? I think it does. I even tried to add some color to the folder first, because you can do that, and I didn't care for it in this instance. Doesn't mean I wouldn't do it for another card, but I didn't like it for this card. All right, so let's get a bunch of dimensionals. So in the corners first, and then we're just going to fill a bunch of holes. So that's why the baby ones are perfect. Now I also want to put a ribbon here. I'm going to put a ribbon here. So I want to make sure I avoid this area because that's where the ribbon is going to go. So I want to just avoid this area here because you don't want to put a dimensional there and then you can't stick your ribbon, because I'm going to put the ribbon on after I put this on the card, so that this will be good and stable when I'm tying that ribbon on, so it doesn't bend the DSP. Because it's DSP, right? It's really flimsy. So if I try to tie a ribbon on it, it's going to like bend. So I want to make sure it's on the card. So again, we're avoiding this spot. All right. So then we're going to bring this over here. So let's see. So you're going to have a lot of dimensional backs all over the place. So this is just a cute die. I love the picture of this die because anything can be done, you know, sticking out of these holes. My nuts and bolts class, which the second bunch, second and last bunch of class packets went out today. So I'm finalizing the PDF and I still have to do the video. But I did a card with this die for that. All right, so I just eyeball that it's over that. That looks good. There we go. So now your little chickens are peeking through. So see, it's a good thing I colored her little foot because you can see her little foot in there. All right. And then we're going to put my friend in here. And I want it to be inside. I want it to be down inside, just like the chickens are. So I'm just laying this in here. It's basically like a puzzle because that's where that came out of. And then I just kind of give it a push. And then this pops up, right? This pops up. So now it's inside there. Then I'm going to take some of the bumblebee. Now, I didn't use bumblebee color anywhere, but bumblebee goes with anything, right? I think, like, because this goes with the saffron, it goes with the daffodil. So I'm just using the bumblebee. So we're just going to put this through here. So that's why, remember, I didn't put my dimensional here so that I can stick my ribbon through. And I'm just going to cut a big old piece of it. I don't know if it's probably too long. That's all right. I'd rather it be too long than too short. And then we're just going to tie a little bow, just a tiny little bow right there. You've got to have some gingham on a chicken card. A tiny, tiny little bow. I'm going to take the tail of that one and stick it through this loop because I don't like how it's up there. And I'm sure there's a magical way to tie bows. Hang on a minute. But, good grief. Maybe it'll be up in the air. I'm trying to get that through that loop. There we go. Just so it kind of forces it down there. Because I didn't want it up. So now that forces it to be down here instead of up in the air. Okay. So then just pull and tweak. So that looks good. Cut our little tails. Now I didn't put any embellishments on here. You totally could. But there's a lot going on, right? You've got your texture from your DSP or your pattern. Let me put this on here. We've got the texture from our hive. We've got our ribbon. So sometimes we don't need embellishments, right? You don't want to just put an embellishment on just so it has an embellishment. I consider this, our ribbon is the embellishment, right? So then we've got a cute little ribbon. So do you like that? Yes, it does. Oh, wait. Oh, Morgan, yes, you did. It does shrink a little bit. Yes, it does. It does. But I did still cut it smaller. I cut it a bit. So see, this was. So let me show you. Here's the measurements. If you want to make this card, here's the measurements. So the gray piece was. Let me get this off the desk. All right, so the gray piece, I believe, is 4 by 4. Hang on a minute. Was 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. And then I had this piece, right? And this is what the chickens went on. And it starts out as 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. But again, when you run it through that folder, it's going to shrink it just a little bit. And then this one is 3 3/4 by 5. So that gives you the measurements if you want to do something like this. But again, this will shrink a little bit when you put it through the machine. But I just like it to be a tad bit smaller. If it's the same size, even if it does shrink a little bit, then you're trying to line this up and then you get off a little bit and then you have like an overhang and that bothers me. So that's why I always cut it a little bit smaller. But if you are trying to do something like today's card where you want them to be in their holes, then just take a pencil like I did. That's just going to help you get them right in place. Bow tip, rotate the card so it's upside down before you tie your bow. Then when you tie the bow and rotate the card back, the bow will be correct. Thank you, Anna. You know what? I think I forget that. Obviously, I do. I need to do that because you're doing it opposite, right? All right, so this is the card we did together. And then here's the card I did beforehand that I was looking at. So they're very, very similar. The chickens are a little bit different. Like this one fills the hole more. So I don't think you could ever make 1P identical. This one's pretty close. This one's a little more crazy. And then we have our cute little chickens on the inside. So, and I forgot to do my gel pen. Let's see. I'm not going to now because I already embossed it. But anyway, so I did gel pen on this one. So they have little freckles. But, so anyways. So I'm glad that you like that clucking cute card. It totally is. It is a very cute card. So anyways, So I might have to make a couple more of those and give one to the neighbor because they have the new babies. I gave them a donkey card. Remember we had a donkey set for a celebration, and they got 2 donkeys. Oh my God, they are so big though. They're like almost like a horse size. And so I gave her a donkey card, and then it was welcome to the neighborhood. So anyways, so I'll have to give her a chicken card for the new babies, because they have chickens that are solid black. They're like beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just like this. If you've never been around chickens or even ducks, when the light hits them, you can see other colors that are, but these just look like it. And then they're a certain brand or whatever, breed, not a brand. But anyways, they're beautiful. So anyways, I'm going to say, see you later. Tomorrow is Thursday, my day off from doing videos. And I try to like catch up. I need to do my nails. And I will see you Friday for my dyes shorts. And that will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I love our little chats on the side. And if there's something that you asked that I missed, because you know, if that happens or whatever, please reach out to me underneath in the comments after the video goes, because then YouTube will tell me, right, that you've made a comment, and then I know that, oh, if you have a question or just a comment, right? So make sure you do that. All right, so I'm gonna say see you later, and I will see you Friday. All right, bye for now.